It's almost time to get this thing ready for the road, but today's video is actually about summarizing the FZ07. We're gonna give it some new oil, give it a new oil filter, replace the battery, check tire pressure, all that good kind of stuff. Birds are flying into my garage apparently. So like many motorcycles these days, the FZ's battery is located under the seat cushion. And you remove the seat cushion by peeling up the cushion corners right here, and you undo this bolt, and you undo this bolt. And there we go, just like that, the seat is off. So let's take a look inside here. You got your negative lead there, positive lead over there. You do have this bracket thing that seems to be another piece we're gonna have to take off. This bracket thing now comes right out. So it's an extra step, but it's really not a huge deal. But in either case, time to get the battery out. So I'm going to peel back the boot here on the positive lead. So starting with the, oh God, okay, that's not going to work. Got a different tool, screwdriver that I had was not cutting it, so we're going to use this guy instead. So unscrew him, pull him out. And now for the negative lead, God, get that guy out of the way. Now to get him out. Jeez. Yeah. I think I just pulled a wrist muscle trying to get this thing out. Maybe another camera angle will be better luck for me. I've also put on rubber gloves. I thought it might just give me a little extra grip. God. What an absolute pain. Alright, so now I gotta locate a new battery. Hi, yes, I'm calling to see if you guys have a certain battery in stock. Sounds good. I'll be there in about 30 minutes. Alright, I found one. Now we gotta go buy it. And don't forget to bring your old battery so they can recycle it. Battery right here. Now it's time to go charge it. Welcome to my dryer workbench. Gonna open this battery, check it out. Okay, pretty straightforward. Doesn't look like I have to fill it or anything, so it's ready to start trickle charging. As you may recall from my winterization video, we've got the shadow battery here. We've got the SV battery here, and then back there we've got the CB125S battery. And now to add to the collection, the FZ battery. Because I only have one trickle charger, I swing the connections to the different batteries every couple days or so. So now we're going to move it from the shadow battery. So first thing I'm going to do, disconnect the black, then disconnect the red, connect the red, and connect the black. Now you see charging. When that's green and that's off, battery's good to go. Battery's done. Here's our battery all charged up and ready to go. Here we go. Now, one thing I've learned about this battery that really threw me off at first is that it can either go into a bike like this, or it can go into a bike like this. And you'll notice there's holes here, and there are holes here. This battery goes into this bike like this. Sort of on its side, and there we go. So now it's time to get the battery strap back in place. It's kind of a weird setup. There we go. Alright. Time to get the positive lead in place. Now, one other thing to keep in mind about the FZ is it has these extra leads. One for the positive, one for the negative. So you gotta get those in place on the leads. Put the extra lead on the main negative lead. There we go. Okay, we're all set. Battery is in. Gonna give it a nice little test here. Lights are on. Display's coming on. Moment of truth. Success. Time to get that bracket thing back on. So it lined up pretty good. Now, time to get the seat back on. Plug is right there. It is a 17 millimeter. There we go. Doesn't even look like it's moving, but it is. That doesn't fit. Got some oil here, gonna open it up, pour some in, and just flush out any crap that's still hanging out in the system. See right there, we got some relatively clear oil. So on to replacing the oil filter. Oil filter's right here. It's a K&N, and usually I'm not a huge fan of the more expensive oil filters or whatnot, but I love the K&Ns because they have the wrench off right here, which makes it a zillion times easier to get these filters off. First thing with the oil filter, get this little cover off. Get some oil on this seal here, and this will help it seat better. And start putting this guy on. Make sure you're seated correctly, that you don't have a cross thread going on. When replacing oil filters, make sure the old gasket is not stuck behind, because then you'll double seal it and that'll screw all sorts of stuff up. But once you do that, just get it on here nice and tight. And if you have a nice wrench off, wrench on thing like the K&Ns do, just give it a few extra twists. And it's bottoming out right there, so that's good to go. Get your drain plug back in place, snug it with your hands, and then give it a good little torque. There we go. That should be good. Now with an oil change, the FZ requires 2.75 quarts. I've already gone through a little bit just flushing out the system, so I've got roughly about 2.75 left. So we're going to start filling this guy up. Bottle number 2. Bottle number 3. All done. Last step is tire pressure. Front is 33 psi and rear is 36 psi. Take the cap off, check tire pressure, and fill accordingly. And repeat the process for the rear tire. Remember when I said birds were flying to my garage? There is a bird. He is stuck in my garage. Now I gotta go deal with it.